mimic in the mulga, Jack knew the rules of the bush. Never drive at night. And if you hear your name called from the trees, keep walking. But when his ute blew a tire 200 kilometers from the nearest station, he had no choice but to start walking under the pale light of a gibbous moon. The silence of the outback is never truly silent. There is the scuttle of lizards, the distant lowing of cattle, and the dry rattle of wind through the mulga trees. But an hour into his trek, the silence became absolute. No crickets, no wind, just the heavy crunch of his own boots on the red dirt. Crunch, 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 crunch. Jack stopped. A second later, he heard one more footstep crunch. He spun around, his flashlight beam cutting through the dark. Nothing but twisted shadows and silver gray scrub. He shook his head, heart hammering against his ribs. Just an echo, he whispered. Just an echo, a voice whispered back. Jack froze. The voice hadn't come from behind him. It had come from a cluster of trees just 10 meters to his left. It sounded exactly like him, the same gravelly tone, the same slight Aussie drawl. He shone the light toward the sound. 2 eyes reflected back at him, low to the ground. They weren't the amber eyes of a dingo or the red of a kangaroo. They were pale, milky white, and set to wide apart. As Jack watched, the creature stepped into the light. It looked like a large dog, but its proportions were sickeningly wrong. Its front legs were longer than its back, its spine was arched like a broken bow, and its skin looked like gray leather stretched tight over bone. It opened its mouth not to growl, but to speak. "Help me, mate," the creature said. It was Jack's voice again, but this time it was distorted, like a skipping record. "Utes, broken, down, help, mate." The creature began to stand. Its bones popped and cracked like dry kindling as it rose onto 2 legs. It stood nearly 7 feet tall, its long, spindly arms twitching at its sides. It didn't have a face, just a suggestion of features under translucent skin, as if it were still trying to figure out how to look human. Jack didn't wait for it to finish the transformation. He dropped his flashlight and ran. He didn't look back, even when he heard the rhythmic, heavy thud of something pursuing him. He didn't look back when he heard his own voice screaming for help right behind his ear. He only ran until the sun began to bleed over the horizon, turning the red dirt to gold. When he finally reached the station gate, he was safe. But that night, as he lay in his bunk, he heard a soft tapping on the corrugated iron wall of the hut. "Jack," a voice whispered from just outside the window. It was his own voice, now perfectly clear, perfectly human. "You forgot your flashlight."